D, wait for it, light bulb.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and have I got a story for you. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself or whatnot, or you can just watch this video where I'm going to break it down for you. I also like to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to the channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, why don't we go ahead and get to some business. Alright, you guys, so if you remember a couple months back, South Park did an episode in which they talked about the complete destruction of Star Wars universe at the hands of Kathleen Kennedy. It was just awful at her job, and she's not even a Star Wars fan. Like I was a Star Wars fan. I'm an original Star Wars fan. You know, I love the original series. I even have come to love the prequel series, which they've really grown on me in time, especially when you compare them to the trash that has been put out by Disney. Now, Disney's done some things that I like, like I love Clone Wars. I love Clone Wars, and even though they really just did the last season. And then I love Rebels. Bad Batch is bad. It's not good, but at least they did Bad Batch. So that Filoni stuff that's animated has been pretty good. And that's stuff my kids can typically watch, those series. So South Park was making fun of Kathleen Kennedy for effectively having turned Star Wars into a woke universe of nonsense. And, they had Cartman. He was having a dream in which he replaces Kathleen Kennedy. And here, let me just show you the clip.
There a problem, people?
No problem at all, Mrs. Kennedy.
We were just discussing ideas of what to do with the new Prince Eric movie.
Put a chick in it, make her gay!
Yes, Miss Kennedy, some of the execs are just expressing that maybe...
Well, that maybe we should go a different route than we did with Indiana Jones.
Fuck Indiana Jones! Put a chick in it and make her name it gay!
That's good. That's good. I like that. So that's apparently Kathleen Kennedy's strategy with Star Wars, which Star Wars is one of the best IPs in, all of mankind. It's a tremendous piece of IP. It's got tens of billions of dollars worth of intellectual property, and now they've decided to turn that whole universe over to a woman named Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy. Oh, her name is even annoying. So fucking pretentious. So who exactly is this person? Well, she's mostly famous for having made a couple of nonfiction documentaries that won Oscars about feminism and anti-feminism in Pakistan, which that's fine. What does that have to do with Star Wars? What makes you think that you can transition from making a terrific documentary about, say, horror killings in Pakistan, to now you're in charge of the Star Wars universe? There's lightsabers and there's spaceships and stuff. How does that even happen? That's such a weird, crossover to me. And so this director, she is one of the directors of Ms. Marvel. She directed one episode in 2002, that series from Disney Plus, and it was trash. I did not like that series. You can go and check out my episodes. I covered it. It was not good. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Aman Vellani, so talented. I like her a lot. She's a good actress. I would like to see her in more stuff. But literally no one watched that show. No one wanted to watch, because no one cared. No one cared. And it's because it wasn't good, and they decided to put her, this Obaid-Chinoy, in charge of the next Star Wars movie, which will be focused on Rey. And of course, we all know Rey. She was in the new Star Wars trilogy. She basically just killed off every single character that you love to replace them with characters that no one gives a shit about. No one cares. No one has, bothered with Poe Dameron since, ever. And no one cares about Finn. No one cares. No one cares. Which those two should have been, Finn should have been the main character of those movies. Everybody thinks so. And then they got rid of all your favorites. They killed off Han stupidly and nonsensically. They killed off Luke uselessly, and it was so stupid. And then they killed off Leia, which, they kind of had to, but it was so stupid, and completely useless. You're just like, what? What's going on? And then those were beloved characters that they just killed off. And you're just like, all right, whatever. For characters that nobody cares about. Especially for Rey, who's just, awful and annoying. And so Kathleen Kennedy's trilogy has been so dramatic that there's been like a whole new revisionist history set up where The Last Jedi is just so amazing and so good. And everybody knows that The Last Jedi, it was fucking dog shit, from Rian Johnson. And everyone knows that he's got, applesauce for brains because his shit sucks. It makes no sense. It's so convoluted. Everything he writes is convoluted. It's weird. So anyway, Kathleen Kennedy, instead of shifting focus again, why don't you just hand the next movie over to someone like, Jon Favreau, who is actually a fan and actually likes Star Wars. And I think that he was trying with The Mandalorian. But no, instead, Kathleen Kennedy has hired this person who also happens to be not just a documentary filmmaker about oppression of women in Pakistan. Also, she's the first artist to co-chair the World Economic Forum in 2017. Now, those seem absolutely perfect for a piece of space opera and adventurous fantasy, sci-fi entertainment, all that super fun stuff, right? Well, so they've asked her about the new movie that's starring Rey and apparently takes place like 15 years after The Rise of Skywalker. And here's what she had to say.
The first woman and the first person of color to direct a Star Wars film. It's set to be released in 2026. You can say that the force is strong with this one. Here's Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy.
I'm very thrilled about the project because I think what we are about to create is something very special. And we're in 2024 now. And I think it's about time that we had a woman come forward to shape the story in a galaxy far, far away.
So they want to shape this story in a galaxy far, far away. And you had a woman shape this story in a galaxy far, far away. Her name was Kathleen Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? And she sucks. She is awful. She is a piece of shit at her job. And in any reasonable universe, she would have been fired. But she's unfireable because she's a woman. Also, the minute she talks about historic IP and the first thing they say is, well, it's 2024. The next thing they say is just going to be like completely nonsensical. It's going to be like women are not being paid the same or people of color are not being put in films. And you're all like, yes, they are. What are you talking about? You're so stupid. It's like Rachel Zegler, and she was all like, it's 2024. Weird. Because we don't need another woman being saved by a man. It's a feminist diet that we're just not into. We've just been fed this, feminist diet for so long that we're just so sick and tired of it. And so she also talks about how she's a activist all the time. She's an activist and how activism is all a part of her filmmaking. And one thing she likes to do, she likes to make men uncomfortable.
What is the balance of activating a force for change, but also trying to permeate that patriarchy, that power structure? And is that a part of the calculation of your art as well? And what's been the reaction to that?
Oh, absolutely. I like to make men uncomfortable. I enjoy making men uncomfortable. Not you, just not you. Not you.
Point taken. Point taken.
But it is important to be able to look into the eyes of a man and say, I am here, and recognize that. And recognize that I am working to bring something that makes you uncomfortable, and it should make you uncomfortable because you need to change your attitude. And it's only when you're uncomfortable, when you're shifty, when you have to have difficult conversations that you will perhaps look at yourself in the mirror and not like the reflection. And then say, maybe there is something wrong with the way I think, or maybe there is something wrong with the way I am addressing this issue.
First off, I am not uncomfortable. You don't make me uncomfortable, honey. I'll tell you that right now. Look at this stupid hat she's wearing in this picture. Ugh, I could dress her better than this. Okay, so first things first, the Force is not strong with this one because she's not even a Star Wars fan. I can tell you that right now. Second off, men, we don't need to be uncomfortable. I'm sorry, why would we need to be uncomfortable? And I can look in the mirror all day. I see a cutie patootie. So you can get the fuck out of here with that noise. And so she got Star Wars and Disney got a lot of backlash because I thought I remember Bob saying that they weren't going to get into politics and all that nonsense, the culture war, but it seems like they're diving head first into it, well over at Lucasfilms. So, of course, the shills, the little Disney nut huggers, like John Rocha, came out and he said this.
Reach down into your pants, find your fucking balls and your cock, and be okay with it. We can take a woman directing a film in Star Wars and live. We're all gonna fucking survive. I swear to God, you guys want to come off like you're tough motherfuckers, and you're a bunch of wusses. Finally, a woman gets to direct a theatrical feature in Star Wars with Rey, with other women leading the way. And there's nothing fucking wrong with that. I swear to God.
I do not believe that this man believes in God. But, so John Rocha, listen, John Rocha, beta right there, okay? And what a nut hugger, Jesus Christ. First off, men don't have a problem with women directing movies. And Star Wars fans don't have a problem with women directing Star Wars movies. Because when Kathleen Kennedy announced that Patty Jenkins would be directing a Star Wars movie when she was going to direct that Rogue One movie, nobody batted an eye. Like, nobody said anything because she had already directed a successful superhero movie with Wonder Woman, and she had directed other successful movies, and she didn't go around bashing fans, and she didn't go around talking about activism, and she didn't go around talking about how, women it's finally right for a woman to step up and shape the Star Wars universe and everything. And now, if you fast forward to now, and all these so-called feminists just completely forget that. They completely forget that she was going to do it. Because the new director, this Chinoy chick, is getting criticized over extremely sexist statements towards men. And all these little fake geeky people and all these fake Star Wars fans, they're being exposed because they're just little shills. They're just little shills and nut huggers. And nothing is worse than a nut hugger. Tell me, what did you guys think about all of this? So tell me what you guys think about this Chinoy chick saying like Star Wars needs a woman to shape it and everything. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Rey is gay and lame.
Put a ticket in and make her name it gay!
I'm not going to see this movie. I'll tell you that right now. I won't see it. I won't see it in theaters. And it's going to be free when I see it because I'm not paying for it. And for me personally, Star Wars is just basically just something that's not, it's I don't know, man. It's not good. It's just not good. All right, you guys. Well, that's all I got for you. Tell me, what do you guys think about all these stories? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind if you're new to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys. You guys have a good week. Bye.